Hello, this is Zig777, and welcome to episode 18 of Simply Magic 2. Today we are on top of our in-progress greenhouse here. I've finished one side here. I did go with this kind of straighter edge here. I kind of like it. And then I've got the big dome here, and then basically it's going to be the same thing everywhere else, and then big dome in the middle with a hole in the top for the tree to come out. That's kind of the general idea. Automation. Right now, each of these elf glass I'm making by hand, so I need to set up automation for that. The polished corrosive stone, I need to set up that to be automated crafting as well. That way I'll just fill up my inventory instead of crafting a bunch at a time. So, let's go ahead and figure out what to do and how to automate that. So, let's start by revisiting our to-do list wall. We've got a couple of these things done already. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get rid of everything that's done and kind of start from scratch. So, cobble gen, yep, got that set up. Wheel generation, yep, got that set up. Sand, I'm going to leave this one, only because since I'm going to be using so much glass in this project, I think I might switch over to using Botania for the alchemy catalyst. It's a lot faster, as well as a little bit easier since otherwise it's routing through like the gravel, where's the gravel? Yeah, it routes through gravel and then it kind of gets stuck up. I could actually probably improve that by just using a living wood funnel instead of the hoppers I'm using. Either way, I think I'll go with Botania. I need to set up Botania anyway. Automate mana, Gormorillus. I'm going to leave this one here, but I'm actually going to add to it, and that is farming. We have a couple options for this. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write farming up here. So, first off, there's a ritual. As usual, blood magic. I could do a bit of vanilla mechanics with the Botania. And I don't know if I have any other thing for actually harvesting or planting crops. There are various ways I can improve the speed of them, but for now I think these are probably my two options. Let's see, automate smelting, yep. Ore processing, kind of. I'll leave that one. Ore generation, I'll leave. We went to the end, and we have corporeal set up. So, I need lots of glass, so I need to automate, well I have that. What I do need to automate though is elf glass. So that means I'm going to have to automate the Alfheim portal. Not too hard, we can do that. Let's see, what else do I need? I can add things to the crafting tables. I need like the raw stone, stuff like that. I think that's it. So, we'll concentrate on these two today. Farming and automatic mana. That way I can start automatically doing sand through Botania, and then also do elf glass without having to worry about my mana supplies. Because right now, if we head downstairs, we're actually getting a little low on our mana. Haven't really touched much down here yet. Still has grass floor and all that. These were pretty much all full. This is just from making a lot of elf glass, as well as a couple other things, but mostly elf glass. So that needs to be a lot more full. What I might do is probably like a wall of mana stuff here. I'm still going to do the mana generation down here, but I don't want to put a farm down here. Instead, what I'm going to do is a farm over at our new little building, or in progress building. Kind of starting on building the roof here as well. So, if we go over here, we need to do farming. So, I'm kind of using this as kind of like an agriculture area. So we've got, I watered my tree. We're going to have tree farms, but we also want a farm, like a farm, which is probably good. I don't think I have 4 different types of trees that I want to farm. So, the 4 different wings. I'll probably do one for potatoes, I think. That's what I'm going to do. It's pretty easy to set up. I think I'll use that with blood magic. That one's different. I think we can go also with this style. But let's pick one of these for a farm, and we will get the materials for that. So, yeah, that's the plan for right now, is I'm going to go ahead and get the materials to be able to automate farming. Basic materials I need for this are actually pretty simple. I mean, it's everything I already have anyway. Ritual stones. So, let's start here. I think this is about the middle. Yeah, middle. So let's dig down 2 blocks. place our master ritual stone, which is not that. Break you. Let's actually place this here for now. I just want to see how big this is. Nope, wrong one. Lighting the filler, crash timberman. Where are we? Penance of lead? No. Full spring? No. Green Grove. That's it? Oh. Green Grove makes it grow faster. I want the Reap of the Harvest Moon. There we go. Yep. Bit bigger. That is, let's see, that goes 7 by 7 looks like. Okay. So let's go ahead and clear 7 by 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Sometimes it does that. Don't know why. There. Let's go ahead. Actually, don't want all this grass. Just break with my regular dig instead of silk touch. And almost done. We're going to be placing most of this back anyway, but if there's any blocks in the way, then it won't actually place down the ritual, which is a little annoying. So next up, we just stand on top here and start placing. And placing. There we go. Cool. So yeah, this is basically done. It's actually really simple. Let's go ahead and place our dirt back. I'm just going to do the grass blocks down here because it's all going to be destroyed anyway. So let me fill this in and place some farmland on top. Alrighty, got some farmland up here. Let's go ahead and activate the ritual. Rush of energy flows through the ritual. Cool. Information. Harvest plants within range, dropping the results on the ground. So these just get placed. Oh, I thought this automatically planted. Oh, you know what it is? I bet it needs actually a different type of will to be able to automatically plant it. Let me look up what that is and how to get it to auto plant, because I know I've had this auto planting before. So I will be right back. Okay. I guess that works. So once these grow, sorry. Once these grow up, it'll actually automatically replant it, and then the extra will just pop out. So like, yeah, just pops up, automatically replants, and extra potato pops up. So yeah, I think this is kind of done. Let me go ahead, place all these. I was going to do a ritual of the placer, whatever it's called, the laying of the filler. Let's say grabs blocks that are inside connected inventory, places them into the world. So I could actually use that, but I won't need to. Let's put my ring back on. So I'm going to go ahead, fill all this up. It's pretty much done, except for I do want some sort of accelerant. I do have Ars Magica flickers I could use. Let's see, I could use Botania. The Egg Carnation would work. Otherwise, I have Reliquary. There's the Lily Pads of Fertility in there. I could look into those. I might see if those are actually craftable or if you have to find them. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead, finish up this little project here, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, a couple last finishing touches, and then this little farm is pretty much done. So let's turn on flight. First up, we need an item collector. That way it'll just automatically catch all of my potatoes, throw them in here. Let's do, you know what? We'll do, actually I don't need that much Y. Yeah, X and Z 7, Y 5, that should be good. That way I think this can actually be expanded. I'm not actually quite sure the range on this. We'll find out, I guess. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I don't have it on me. Okay. I was going to hoe out an area just to see how far I can actually harvest. So, first up, item collector. Awesome. Next up, I don't really want this thing running constantly. So I dug out a little area down here, and we're going to do kind of what we've been doing, which is Corporea. So, as usual, place our Corporea Crystal Cube, place our Redstone Comparator, and over here we want Bookcase. Right. No, it doesn't actually matter where this is, except that I can't reach over there. Let's place you right here, Bookcase. And where do we want you? That's probably good. I'm not quite sure how many that is, but that's more than we need. You know what, actually, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 2 stack, 3 stack, 4 stack. Or 2 stack, 4 stack, 8 stack. Probably fine. More than we'll need. Yeah. Next up, we need a potato and a corporeal spark. We have 100 potatoes in our system. Corporea cannot reach this far. The reason why that is actually picking it up is off camera. I did a little bit of digging, just a little. And I've got a giant tunnel that stretches all the way back to my base. This will let me do lots of corporea stuff here at the botany area, as well as anywhere else in my base that I want spread out to different buildings. This way I don't have to have these things above ground. They're just all underground, nice long chain of these, and it reaches all the way over to the botany area. So we can automatically farm, and then once it's done farming, once I have more than I need in my system, I can shut it off. One, it'll save me the life points from running ritual constantly, and also it'll save me just like the lag of having things constantly moving. So this should just automatically keep on farming. This currently is not linked up, but I have an input node. I need to get a bunch of regular routing nodes so I can route that back to my base as well. So right now it's not feeding back all the way to the system. It's just going to be collecting them, throwing them in here. So let's toss you. Should automatically get pulled in. Yep, okay. So let me grab a couple more of these routing nodes and place a chain of those. And then potatoes are done. At least raw potatoes. Next up, baked potatoes. So let's go ahead and finish up routing the incoming potatoes. So just over here is kind of, like I said, my maintenance. So I've got upstairs maintenance, but also now downstairs. There's going to be a couple things down here. I'm going to keep it probably mostly unfinished, but I think I like the idea of maybe putting something here that looks like machinery that's kind of powering the elevator. Haven't decided what yet, but something. I just got it marked for now. I did clear out a little bit of room over here underneath the super smelter. This is going to be... I need to be able to expand this a bit easier, and I've got a couple ideas of how I'm going to do that. But for now, I'm just going to leave a big empty room. And then, of course, the anti-blocks behind the crafting area. So let's go ahead, run down our hallway. Let's see, I've got my input and my output lines on the ceiling here. As far as I know, these don't have any sort of range limitations on them. But just for making the lines nice and actually easy to figure out what's what, I'm keeping them kind of separated. So let's go ahead and figure out, I don't know why, it's been lately just randomly doing this 0 frames a second, but catches up, there we go. So this one right here is my input to storage. In fact, I grabbed some signs for this. Input to, if I can type, which I apparently cannot type. Apparently it dropped to 0 frames again. Why is it doing this? Storage. I might have to restart Minecraft here to get that to stop doing it. 2, storage. And this one here, which is kind of just in the middle of nowhere. You are output to crafting. 2, centered. There we go. Yep, just little lines to help myself. Let's grab, I need my input line. Just going to do one at a time at the moment here because I don't really need the output yet. I will, of course, but in fact what I might do is I might just have them link down here to the center. Yeah, just you and you. You are my input line. So let's link you up here, over here. Let me toss a thing in here. Okay, I have some potatoes sitting there ready to go. Link you up, nodes linked together, and potatoes are gone. Awesome. Let's go ahead and make sure that that actually took it to the right spot. 105, perfect. So yeah, potatoes. Potatoes are done. I grabbed my hoe. So let me do this instead. I'm just gonna figure out what the max range on this thing is. Oh, grab some potatoes. Cool. Although the water range is what I'm gonna reach first. Yeah, that's fine. These guys will just uproot whenever. Yeah, for now we're just going to leave it at this. I might expand the water a little bit later. So I'm just going to leave potatoes going. And yeah, that's done. Cool. I do want to speed that up. I think I'll do that kind of off camera. I'll figure out a couple different options. Next up, I guess I do need to fix my super smelter. It's not broken per se, it's just I want it to be able to be expandable to do a lot more things automatically. Specifically in this case, potatoes. And with current setup I have, it really only lets me do about 4, and then it's kind of a mess from there. With the new living wood funnels that I have, though, I think I've got a couple ideas of what I can do. So let me go ahead, grab the materials for that, and set up automatic baked potatoes. Okay, I think I have everything I need for this little project. So basically the way this works, right now items are just being pumped into this hopper up here. And this hopper has items, it'll turn on that comparator, which will basically make sure that everything can flow properly, and then it'll evenly distribute through all these hoppers into the calefactors. So that's the system. Now this system over here, just to explain this one again, is I've got the crystal cube here, tells the comparator whether or not to turn on, which feeds this hopper, has a stack of cobblestone, which basically then just drops everything into this hopper. Which kind of works, except it's a little slow. Right now the embers pipes, I'm not sure if it's a bug in this version. I think it is. When I talked to Ellicent, it seemed like it's kind of a bug at how slow this is going, because it should be faster than Hopper anyway. But as it turns out, the way this is working, it's slower than Hopper, so my comparator flickers on and off, and it's just kind of a mess overall. And also, this thing takes up a lot of room. So, let's go downstairs here. My plan here is to use flickers. Ars Magical flickers. The item transport is honestly one of my favorite methods of item transportation, but in this version, crystals are a little weird. I'm not sure what it is, I probably just need to update, but if I break a chest that has a crystal attached to it, my game crashes to desktop. So I've kind of been avoiding using these for that reason, because it's really easy to accidentally break these and then crash a game, but also because they're limited to a 20 block range. So basically you have your flicker set up. I'm going to place it here. You have this set up, and then it can only transport to and from 20 blocks from this flicker. So not ideal for this whole base automation, because I've got, a little bit more than 20 blocks across. So let's place a couple extra flicker habitats on the sides here. We're going to throw a couple lightning flickers in here. The lightning flickers make it go faster, and then the arcane flicker makes it transport half a stack at a time. So each time it transports any items, it'll transport half a stack. I could do more. I can set it to a full stack or whatever. Honestly, it's going to be more than I need. Mostly it's these guys that I want, actually, the lightning flickers, because then this should easily keep up with the hopper upstairs, and I shouldn't worry about that whole flickering on and off thing. So, step 1, flickers. Awesome. Next, let's get a couple hoppers. So, my plan here is I'm going to use import crystals down here to pull items out of chests. So I'm going to have just a chest here, probably here. Actually, let's figure out my spacing. So I need a hopper going into it. Hopper's going to have the items that I want to be smelted. And how do I want that? I want that to be off. Right? No, I want it to be on until I have the signal turning it off. So yeah, same as before. I do not have comparators on me, of course. So I'm going to have a comparator going into you. I'm going to have a transport node on top here. So output node on top. We'll have our comparator going in. We'll have our bookshelf, which I also don't have. So comparator, bookshelf, crystal cube. Let's grab the crystal cube. So pretty much the same setup I've been using. I think this 2 block will work, because I can have the chest or the bookshelf here, and it won't interact with these guys here, and I can set each one to be independent of the other, so I can keep a stack of this and 3 stacks of this or whatever. So okay, so that's that idea. Then we'll throw an import crystal on top here. The import crystal the way he works is anything in this chest is going to get pulled if it has a place to go. Now that is how I'm going to prevent what I had before, which is where I was getting backlogged over at the gravel station there, because it just fill up the next hopper. The kind of similar thing was happening here, is filling up this and then not transporting it fast enough, and basically it'd end up making it so I have now almost 5,000 smooth stone. I also did a bit of digging, which helped that, but yeah, it was backlogging, which then makes it work extra time. So what I'm going to do here is really just a set export crystal. Now, with a set export crystal, actually, is that going to work? No, that won't work. My plan was to have it only pull certain items. If I use a set export crystal down here, that limits me to only 9 items that I can smelt at a time. Which, actually, I can do 9 here, 18 there. You know, yeah, I'm going to do that. Basically, I'm going to use set export crystals. And all I'm going to do is I'm not going to put bones in here. Because you'd never smelt bones. It's not something you do. And so what that's going to let me do is I can go like this. You are going to be filled with bones. It's not going to be able to take any of these bones because I'm not saying, hey, you're allowed to take bones. So let's go ahead and link everything together. So you and you. I did that backwards. So shift right click locks it to it. So you are now allowed to take everything from this chest, which is currently nothing. Well, bones, but you're not going anywhere yet. So if we place this down up here, link you, nothing's going in. Hopper, the bones aren't being taken. If we do, however, do I want? I'll do sand. I got a lot of stone. So if we go down here and put a quarter stack of sand in here, that's gonna work. Come up here, and we just need to add sand. That's going to fill up with all the sand that was in there. It's going to grab all 16 because right now it's not being turned off. And it'll start distributing it. It's going to transport it fast enough that this guy is not going to be flickering on and off for items coming in, being pulled, coming in, being pulled over and over and over. And it's a little bit tileable, or a little bit more tileable than what I had upstairs. Because I can just do 2 spaces here, chest, 2 spaces, chest, 2 spaces, chest. I'm basically just going to do this. So anytime I want to add an item, all I need to do is toss a crystal on top here, add the item up to the flicker up top there, or the crystal up top there. I can break down this whole section here, don't need it anymore. And it's going to make the wiring a lot simpler. And I can also get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Yeah, I can get 4 sides. So 36 items can be set for auto smelting, which is probably fine for now. If I need more, I can also just throw another hopper here and get, 36 more. So awesome. I think that's gonna work. So let me go ahead, move all this stuff downstairs, and reset my automation up. Okay, let's go ahead and add potatoes to our list here. Actually, do need more. I'm gonna grab a couple more bones here. I picked bones just because I've got like 1,000 of them. With the spawning down below for feeding the will generation, I get quite a few bones. I don't have any room for bones. Okay, throw you away, throw you away. If I throw you, you're just coming back into my inventory. Don't need any signs, don't need any signs. Don't need you anymore, don't need you anymore, don't need you anymore. Keep you. Don't need a lever. Cool. Let's go ahead and grab several stacks of bones. Run downstairs. I almost wish that I had the elevator going down to that bottom floor now, but that's okay. So this is kind of a maintenance area that you shouldn't see. I guess the top one is also, but whatever. So, bookcase, let's go ahead and throw, don't really need too much, don't need too many baked potatoes. So baked potatoes, I have 2. So this here, let's throw bones in here first. So I don't want all of my potatoes going in here. And add baked potatoes to the list. In fact, let's get 64. Don't need that much at all. That's going to start feeding into there. and should automatically be baking. Why are you not? You can take a potato. Oh, right. Which is also kind of why I have the bones in here, because that way this isn't going to get more than a stack. It can't. The mistake I made was I didn't link these. So let's go ahead and link a couple of these. There we go. For future expansion. So if we run upstairs, now they should be cooking. There we go, baked potato. Cool. And also they'll double because it's food. So that's going to go in there. My potatoes should start feeding up. Now I have 75 baked, which is more than we need. You're going to stop sending them out, and you're going to stop having any. I wonder how many that actually got me. Not bad. Now the sound catches up. So baked potatoes are going ahead. That is a lot of potatoes. No, I didn't have that many. I only had like 120 potatoes to start with. And you still have a stack here. So I think that's done. 210. Awesome. That's more than I'll need. Really, there won't be any large number of these anyway. The reason I went with baked potatoes, and so then for the next step here, let's run over here to Botania Land. Let's go ahead and add potatoes to these. So let's go in here, break this. You can now take a baked potato, which should... We're not doing anything. Let's go ahead and turn... I threw my lever out, didn't I? Of course I did. Okay, so before that wastes much more, let's get rid of baked potatoes. These apparently lost their link. So where did my ender chest go? Grab you. Why are you not doing anything? You're bound to him. You're not doing anything though. You're facing it. Why did it not go? Well, that's annoying. It's probably also why my why my mana is getting so low, because all of these guys are full. Well, not anymore. So okay, that's gonna go for a bit. That's just gonna automatically get pulled into these for storage. Those are really low. Okay, cool. That works. These are now hooked up. That's full of rotten flesh. That one's not. And that one's not. So apparently it has been having a preference as to which one gets it. That's okay. Actually, it's probably better that way, because then it didn't end up wasting it by having all of them dropping it at once. So that should work. Let's go ahead and while we're at it, add our baked potatoes. So you, let's only keep a stack of you in here at a time. Same with you, baked potatoes, 64. I did change this to 5 seconds, so it should be good for, or I guess 8 second. That should be good for when there's potatoes in here as well. Because I think I'd been manually throwing some potatoes in. If not, I can always bump it up to 10 or something. So let's go here. You get a stack. And you get a stack. So, with that, these guys are going to keep going. My potatoes are just going to be pretty much farmed whenever. In fact, let me just check my potatoes themselves. So raw potatoes, I have 0. Okay. Baked potatoes are counting up. Oh, because it took all the potatoes. So last thing, let me go double check that our farm is doing well. It should be. Because it should automatically be replanting. There shouldn't be any issues of it not replanting. which is kind of my main worry that I had. So I think that's working. That's good. Yeah, awesome. I'll be right back. I've made 2 real quick changes. One, I surrounded my little farming area here with Ritual with Green Grove. These guys you can actually set. What I probably could have actually done is set them each to be in the middle here. Right now they have a horizontal range of 4 blocks. So basically, you can get to here from this guy. So I have it set to do this row. Well, these 3 rows. So each of these is just doing the outer 3 rows. I probably could make it a little bit more efficient, but I kind of like the symmetry. Also, it's not like it really matters. At this point, it's going much faster than it was. I also put here in the middle a flicker with the Nature's Bounty. It's a really slow one if I don't provide Ethereum. If I do provide Ethereum, it's going to be crazy. I might do that. I just need to set up an obelisk, and I have the routing node, so I can set that to be filled up with Vintium as well. So that's pretty much good to go. Why are you not harvesting? Oh, it's not harvesting because it's full. Awesome. I love when systems work. In fact, let me just go double check that. Let's fly home. I need to set up my transportation. I'll probably do that next episode. But let's go over here. How are we on potatoes? Regular potatoes, we have 2 stacks. Baked potatoes, we have only 48. Is that how many I want? Don't remember what I set it to. Let's run down here. Potatoes, why do you say 0? You have potatoes. I know there are potatoes. I have a lot of potatoes. Let's bump you up. That should start you flowing. Yep. Okay, that's going to start counting up. Baked potatoes, why are you not... Not like it really matters on this one, because I'm not using this for an automation step. I was wondering why it's not showing me the right number. Place you here. Throw a corporeal spark on it. Potato. I have more than 0. You are linked, right? Apparently not. You. Why is that not displaying? Odd. I'll troubleshoot that a little bit. I mean, I have 2 stacks of potatoes up there. I'm not sure why it's not showing me my little laser showing that things are connected. Unless they're not connected anymore, which they might not be. I don't have any more on me. Let's break this last one here. I got rid of the automation that was up here, so it may not actually be close enough to detect it anymore. So if I throw a... Lost all my stuff. My chests are back in my inventory. Just use a hopper. Doesn't matter. So in theory, somewhere in this neighborhood here, it should connect. Just place a hopper. Throw a corporeal spark on top of you. There you go. Now it's updating. That's odd because it's still controlling everything. It just is displaying the last one. Because I'd broken the corporea up above there, but it somehow kept the link. It just wouldn't let me add more links, I guess. Odd. Anyway, everything should all be linking up now. There we go. Now it's showing. Yeah, so that's all working. You have 200 potatoes. You have 99 potatoes, which I think is good. My mana generation should all be set up now. Just gonna keep plugging away at this. These are actually almost empty when I started this, so it's getting along, a couple pixels. But I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna call this an episode. I'm gonna try to get kind of just like individual projects done per episode. So I now have pretty much automated mana generation, which includes automated potatoes. What I might do is right now I have cooked pork chops automatically feeding into my inventory. I might set it to keep just like 2 or 3 potatoes in my inventory as well, or baked potatoes. That way I always have food. Don't need to worry about that ever again. So like that's just gonna automatically bump up. I just have a ton of pork chops is why I'm doing that. But I might switch over to potatoes since that's now pretty much done, set up. But anyway, got that project done. So the next episode we should be able to start on actually finishing this, I guess. Start on finishing it. Now that I have automatic mana, then the mana glass and off glass should be a lot easier. But yes, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see me do. I've got still a couple plans here, but I'm willing to. Part of this is just like automating things. So give me ideas of what to automate. Right now I'm just kind of automating the things I need for building stuff, and then once I have that, then I'm gonna need some ideas. So if you guys have any ideas of what you'd like me to build, let me know. I hope you enjoyed watching, and thank you. Bye bye.